Okay. Hi, my name is Lawrence Wong, and over the past decades, there's been a lot of talk about how to make things more eco-friendly and how, and pretty much like there's been a lot of hype about the green movement, and because of this, there's been a lot of electric and hybrid cars in the market to try to get people to buy these cars so that they think it's more eco-friendly for the environment. However, electric cars have more of a negative impact to the environment than fuel-powered cars. And here are the 3 reasons why they have a worse impact on the environment. First point, it's because electric vehicles themselves have a larger carbon footprint than gas-powered vehicles. Second, the manufacturing process of the batteries themselves create more carbon emission than gas-powered vehicles. And electric vehicles themselves distract the world from finding long-term solutions to finding a better way of transportation to make the world a cleaner place to live. So on the first point, how electric vehicles leave a larger carbon footprint than gas-powered cars, is because although electric cars do not emit carbon directly to the atmosphere, the factories that produce the electricity to power the electric cars, they actually burn just as much or probably more fossil fuels than fuel-powered cars do. According to Alice Park from the Healthland.com, she wrote how although electric vehicles don't directly burn fossil fuels, about 85% of the country's electricity is powered by fossil fuels. And second point, manufacturing electric cars, manufacturing electric vehicles create more carbon emission than gas-powered vehicles. This is because of the batteries. Electric vehicles use a lot more batteries than fuel-powered cars. And according to Ed Morsley from hotair.com, he wrote how manufacturing these batteries is an energy-intensive process and is recycling and reclamation. Normal cars use batteries, of course, but only one per car rather than a bank of batteries. On my last point, electric vehicles distract the world from finding a long-term solution. Most of the batteries that are made from rare earth elements and lithium. Those are non-renewable resources, and what that means is that because we're using non-renewable resources, we're only prolonging time we have. We still eventually have to find a new way to make new batteries. So in the end, we're still harming the environment. So the quicker we find a solution to that, the better. So in conclusion, electric vehicles have more negative impact because it leaves a larger carbon footprint than gas-powered vehicles. Manufacturing the electric vehicles that batteries creates more emission than gas-powered vehicles. And electric vehicles themselves distract the world from finding a long-term solution to find a more eco-friendly way of transportation. Thank you.
All right, the structural things on the argument are very clear. I do think you could signpost the proposition a little bit more sharply, but if people are listening, they'll know what it was because you followed up immediately with the preview of the supporting structure of the speech. So if you're paying attention, you got it. The internal signposting, like I said, I think is pretty strong. It sounds very familiar. I think I'm hearing this argument 3 or 4 different times in my 3 classes, and a lot of them use the same structure. I don't know if you guys are going to a website that use the same claims, but we need to mix it up a little bit here because this is not, we don't just want a photocopy of somebody's blog page. We need to have the argument developed a little bit. And I think that that's part of the problem that's going on here. We've got a good idea, and I think you explained the idea to some degree, but I didn't get any information that suggests that the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere put out by manufacturing these batteries is greater than the amount that would be saved by using electricity as the power source. I got a very general statement about how the manufacturing and recycling processes involve the release of those kinds of carbons into the atmosphere, but no quantification of it whatsoever. I don't know if somebody has done an individual study on a single vehicle and then calculated out what the long-term balances would be, but it wasn't presented in the speech here. So the idea is explained, but the proof on it, I think, is underwhelming. And the same problem is true on 2 or 3 other points as well. For instance, the notion about rare earth minerals being utilized and we're burning through them in order to develop these batteries, that's taken as a given without any data on that. I got no quantification about how much these minerals are disappearing, at what rate they're going to disappear if we go to electric vehicles, and how limited they are. It's just a general statement that, well, these involve rare earth minerals. Okay, well, how rare are those minerals, and how much of a chunk of them are we wiping out if we go ahead and utilize these vehicles? And if there is recycling going on, don't we get some of that back? I don't know. And again, we don't have any statistical information to suggest that that's true. You explained most of the concepts reasonably well. Like I said, I just thought that the proof on the individual points needed to be a little more extensive. All right, thank you.